Hey guys, welcome again to the Middle Social Talk podcast. We are in our fourth season, and I know some of you guys called and say, "Hey, what's going on? You've missed us." But as you know, we're back in our fourth season. So I want to say, whatever we share this season, please share, like it, make sure you comment on it. We always tell you we bring the best of the best. Mills Realty has always bring you guys the best and informative information, and today is no different. But as we move forward, I want to thank you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for sharing it. Thank you guys for liking it. And this season, we're always saying, if you need something, which in last season, if you need us to talk about something, let us know. We will bring that to the table. We will bring the expert to the table. Today makes no difference. We bring to you Martin International. And Martin has been in business for a lot of years, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself because he's acclaimed so much. I can't even imagine to talk about it. I mean, the man is a giant in the Chicagoland community when it comes to music, when it comes to festival. There's no other but Ephraim Martin from Martin International here in Chicago, because of the fact that he had so many things behind the name, whether it's a festival, music show, the Newly, DeSable, Lakeshore Drive. I mean, he has fought for the community. So I want us to kind of share this program. It's going to be a very, very important program to know who this guy is. And a lot of us know who he is, but a lot of you guys don't know. So you want to listen and you want to hear Mr. Martin speak. So, hey guys, I'm gonna ask Mr. Martin, please tell me a little bit about, first of all, where you started, who you are, and what you have done, so we can know who we're listening to.
Yes, well, let me say thank you very much, Leroy. For me, I'm not good at introducing myself, so you do a better job. But it's just the question you asked about me. I'm from Jamaica.
Yes.
First, and of course, you know that I've been a photojournalist from I was about 17 years old. I have covered assignments around the world, different parts. I've been doing for the Gleaner and Star. The Gleaner, as you may have known, is the oldest newspaper in the Western Hemisphere. So I started with the Gleaner and the Star newspaper. I have had the privilege of covering some of the biggest world leaders, from Queen Elizabeth, Fidel Castro, Nyerere, and all those presidents. So that was my thing. However, when I I was covering the Democratic National Convention in 1980.
Chicago.
New York.
In New York.
New
Okay.
York. And I was invited by a state representative to New York.
Now you're covering
Chicago.
You're covering this for which for the Gleaners or for
the Gleaner and
okay.
Star, right? Those were the two newspapers I was working with in those days. So I came to Chicago. I was invited to the event called Assault and Illiteracy by the Black Media Inc. That was at the university, Chicago State University. When I came here, I went to the seminar, and while I was there, I met John Johnson, the publisher for Ebony, and the publisher for the Chicago Defender. And before long, by the end of the day, they wanted me to meet with them for to talk about how could I be a part of their publication. And I told them I would have to discuss it with my team, my other newspaper. Nonetheless, they were able to convince me to come and be in Chicago, rotating between Chicago, New York, and Jamaica, to work with the Chicago Daily Defender.
Oh, okay.
So while working with the Defender, I was checking out the Caribbean music scene in Chicago, and I wrote an article about it in our work. The person who I wrote that article about, as we speak, one of them, it was a group called Gypsy Ferrari in those days. And I did say something about them being the best reggae band in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And it created a protest from the Caribbean community. And what I did, I said, okay, I didn't know that there were 17 reggae bands, 19 actually reggae bands in Chicago in 1981. Chicago was the only place where you could get live reggae music 7 days a week. And So I said, okay, let's put them to the test. And while I was doing that, I was also in the social justice movement. And although the reporter, you're neutral, but of course I was concerned about South Africa and what was going on. And apartheid. So then Peter Tosh came through and we sat and we talked and I told him about the awards I was doing and that we want to expand it to include Jamaica and the international portion for the reggae. And with that, he said, okay, I'm on board if you're going to do something like that. So we met, he was performing at Park West, and we met, and then we decided to meet at his home in Jamaica and sit down and talk about the whole thing, because he was strongly against apartheid, and all his music in those days was to end apartheid and to free marijuana, legalize marijuana, and all those kind of things.
So he was actually ahead of his time.
Exactly. well, he today is the one that you could say is most responsible for what we are. And some people are enjoying now,
right,
with the freedom of marijuana, if you will. So we started, and then Dennis Brown joined on, and all the other reggae artists came in and said, "Okay, we're on board." So we're full force, and we started in 1980. This was in 1981. So by 1982, we started the Chicago Reggae Music Awards and the International Music Awards. And that's where it all got started. Now I mentioned Gypsy Farai. I must have to say, as we speak right now, we just lost Stan Champion. This guy called Stan Champion, he was one of the leaders. He was a leader, you could say, for Gypsy Farai in those days. And we have just missed him.
But just a note for those who will be listening to this, Peter Tosh, Dennis Brown, these guys are giants in the music industry.
Oh, yeah.
These are guys,
when I talk
you may not know them, but these guys are legends in the Caribbean community.
And also, let me say this, because sometimes I fail to say this. The main reason behind me starting this, I talk about getting into it in Chicago. While I was in Jamaica, there was Bob Marley was in Brazil, and he was coming home, and his wife, Rita Marley, called me to say she wanted me to meet him at the airport, because he won an award. He won some soccer award there. So while I was there, and it was about 9 o'clock one Friday night, I remember it so well, in March 21st, 1980. While we were walking from the airport, walking from plane, because he came in a private jet owned by Chris Blackwell, who was his manager, who was a recording company. And as we were walking around, Bob Marley was hitting me on my side with his luggage, telling me that I need to help them out and to, do more for the reggae music. Because reggae music in those days was not really recognized the way it should have been. Given the respect, especially in Jamaica. So he, along with Jacob Miller, he was on one side and Jacob Miller on the right side. And Jacob Miller now was a friend of mine who I've been covering for a long time. Whenever they have been in an event, they always call, because the newspaper, without myself and 3 other people in Jamaica, would get no publicity in the newspaper. No respect. So then, so I always be around. But Jacob Miller, on that night, he said, okay, I took a lot of photographs, but he said, I want us to meet at the Zinc Fence Theater. Okay. This was a theater that's owned by the Third World Singing Group. Okay. And Third World now was having the official opening of the Zinc Fence. That was the meeting spot. So we planned to meet this Sunday. This was a Friday night. We planned to meet this Sunday. Sunday I went to the Zinc Fence. I was also working on my regular job day, cleaner. Okay. So I was on assignment. So I went to the Zinc Fence. When I went there, he wasn't there. So I left a message to tell him that, Jacob Miller that is, to let him know that I would be back. I was going with the Governor General at the time to Jackson. Jackson is up on the mountain there. When I returned, they told me that he came and he went to get some sugar cane and he will be back. And then I left a message as well. I have to go back to my office because the assignment with the Governor General would have to be on the front page of the newspaper the following day, so I couldn't stop. I went to the newspaper and I'm there sitting at my desk. And then my editor came to me and said, I need to leave. I need to rush to halfway through because Jacob Miller is dead. And I said, no, he can't be dead. He's waiting on me. And so I continued working, and then he said to me, "You gotta go now. You must leave, or if not, you're fired." And I said, "This sounds serious." And I went to the scene. When I went there, I saw Marcia Griffiths, singer Marcia Griffiths, and Aaron Thompson, who died now. But and they were just moaning and trying to find out from them what's happening. All they could be saying, "Ja." That's what I said.
Yeah, so that's yeah.
You know, and it was real. He died. And it's just messed with my conscience every time because I keep saying to myself, if we didn't set that meeting, you know, maybe that would not have happened. And it's just affected me. So then I started traveling overseas, and I traveled with Jacob Miller's album, among the 3 albums, Bob Marley, Jacob Miller, and Lee Scratch Perry. But when we started the awards now, we were able to get all these people to say, join up. And to support it all the way. And that's the way the awards got started, which next year in Jamaica, on May 7th, we'll be celebrating the 40th anniversary of the International Reggae and World Music Awards. So we have come along.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, and I know some folks will not understand the magnitude or the gravity of the people that you spoke to, and you've actually been around the mega stars, the mega musicians, the guys who have actually put an imprint on the reggae scene, not on the reggae scene, but the music scene in the Caribbean, and not only in Jamaica, in Belize, in Haiti, in the DR, no matter where you are, the guys that you're talking about has put a stamp on it.
Yeah, because they're the foundation.
Yeah.
You're talking about Bob Marley. Bob Marley was Bob Marley wasn't the first, but he is branding of reggae world.
Yeah.
That's it. Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer, that's it, Bob Marley and the Wailer. Yeah. And Rita Marley and Marcia Griffiths and Judy Moore, they were all a part of the
foundation.
Yes.
Of putting the music out there.
And even Freddie McGregor.
Yeah.
As young as Freddie McGregor he is today, he was there in the 60s.
I know.
As a little boy. You know. So these are some foundation members. But as I started the award, the objective was to use the music as a vehicle of expression for the voiceless peoples of the world, for an end to apartheid, for the freedom of Nelson Mandela. And that was what we're using the music.
Yes.
That was my objective of doing the music awards, because I really love music, but that wasn't the main reason. The main reason was that in order to end apartheid and to end social justice and discrimination among our people, we have to use the music. And that's what it was all about. And that's the reason when we started, all these entertainers, they just paid their way, they donated their time to come to the award to make sure
to spread the word.
Yes. And since 1997, we started taking it on the road. Went to Miami for with the 6th award, 6th annual, and there we had just about all the who's who in the reggae industry were there, you know, and that was a powerful. We returned by popular demand to Miami again, in 1988. It was just crazy, just the same way. You know, of course, 1987 was dedicated to Marcus Garvey 100th birthday, you know, and for both the Chicago Music Awards and for the International Awards. But the International Awards was primarily to end apartheid and for freedom of Nelson Mandela. And it continues. We started going to other states. We went to, from there to Montego Bay, Jamaica. We went on to Atlanta, back to Fort Lauderdale.
I mean, it's international.
And it's all around. We have been to New Orleans when they had the worst flood prior to
Katrina.
Worst flood, where Burning Spear was in the water. And he said, I'm going to perform, and the people said it's risky. You know, but water.
You talking about when Katrina happened?
Prior to Katrina.
Prior to Katrina.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was in 1995.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the worst weather.
And Burning Spear performed in the water.
Burning Spear, Beanie Man was just coming up. Beanie Man performed. And you know, this lady who was hosting Muta Baruka and,
Muta Baruka,
and
yeah.
Don Payne. You know,
Yeah,
Don
yeah.
Payne was the one who gave the no. You know,
Yeah. Of course,
yeah.
of course.
Yes. So there, but that was powerful in New Orleans.
In New Orleans.
And from there we continue on to New York, Trinidad, and different places with the international awards.
It's now worldwide, right?
Yeah.
And I know that, I mean, at the last show, I mean, there's not only reggae music, but there's reggae, there's gospel, there's a whole genre of music when it comes to the award show. I mean, the last one that happened a couple months ago,
It's reggae and world music.
Reggae and world music, yeah.
Yeah, so we have the best of Afrobeat and reggaeton, and, you know.
Oh, it's world music. It's
yes.
world music. So, I mean, for the next one coming up, I'm sure, you know, folks will probably want to check it out because it's not just, you know, the reggae anymore.
Yes.
I mean, you start out as reggae, and then it becomes world.
Reggae and world, you know, because there's so many calls.
Yeah.
Even in Chicago, we started the Chicago Music Awards as reggae, but before long, in about 4 or 5 years, the blues entertainers, the rock entertainers, all of them were saying to us, oh, we got to be in it, you can't leave us out.
Yeah.
So we combined, we brought in all those people in the category, the genre of music, and it was then known as the Chicago Music Awards, honoring all genre of music in Chicago. But in the midst of all that, we continue our fight and call for Chicago to recognize the founding father, who happened to be a black man from the Caribbean country of Haiti. His name is Jean Baptiste Point-de-Sal. In 1995, 1993, when we visited the Chicago Historical Society, at that point they still had a white man by the name of John, forget his last name, John Kenzie, as the founding father, and we protested that. In fact,
since '93,
that was 1993. Up until
now.
Up until 1993, that picture was still there. It's not there anymore. It's gone.
Okay, it's gone.
But we went to the Cityfront Center in 1995 with the African Caribbean Festival of Life. Because we started the African Caribbean Festival
that's
of
right,
Life,
right, right.
following the freedom of Nelson Mandela. Because when Nelson Mandela was freed, as a matter of fact, Muta Baruka, Freddie McGregor, Dennis Brown, all of them were there in Atlanta before the freedom, when we were calling for that end to apartheid. And that tape was broadcasted on major network TV. And in South Africa, because even when Nelson Mandela, before he was freed, he was watching the video of the reggae community standing up for him. You know? So when he was freed, he came to Chicago, and I was able to present him with the.
What year was that? That was 19.
About 1995. Yeah, somewhere about there, 1990. Yeah. But and he got that his daughter organized for us to come to South Africa to take the awards there.
No kidding.
And the unfortunate thing, when after I signed the contract with the airline, South African airline, flying out of Washington, and I started arranging for these people. The president for the airline, one morning I got a call to say, oh boy, I'm disappointed, I have bad news for you. And I said, what's that? He said the airline can no longer fly out of business.
Oh my gosh.
So then her daughter, Winnie and Nelson's daughter, they started, okay, we have to make some other arrangement. And that didn't happen, so we just didn't take the event. But, you know, those are some of the things that we've been trying to do in the social justice world.
Yeah.
And to this end, following the death of George Floyd, that murder, I don't want to say death because it wasn't death. It was a murder, gruesome murder of George Floyd. We couldn't take it anymore. I personally couldn't take it, and I was just out of my seat. I had to go back into my old things again. And I called the governor the following day of Minnesota. They say he wasn't available to speak. I should send a letter. So I sent a letter immediately asking him for an investigation for these people to be arrested. He sent back a letter to me, which was published, to say that there's nothing that can be done. Whatever, to take his course and
Justice.
and I said no, but we have to do something. So then I started calling around at the organization to do something about correcting the wrongs for Jean-Baptiste Point de Sable, because that's racism and everything like that. Why he was never given his respect. So then I first called Melody Span and her husband at the WVRN, and I told them what I was doing, and they said they're on board.
Yeah.
I called Tony Prickwood, and she said, I'm with you. Because I knew she was the one that was pushing for Lakeshore Drive to be changed in the beginning. So she was on board, and I started calling around Danny Davis. They all said yes. Then I started calling organizations like yourself and others, business, to say, hey, we need your support. And little by little they came in. And then 2020, July 4th, the festival we're supposed to have. Pandemic
happened, yep.
So we said, okay, this is a good time to hit the street in the midst of pandemic.
In the midst.
For Jean-Baptiste Point de Sable. And we went downtown and we closed down Michigan Avenue partially and marched from Michigan Avenue
I remember that, yes.
and all the way to the park with, I didn't know so many people were there waiting on us.
Yeah.
Over 5,000
Yeah.
of all nationalities.
Yeah.
You know, and they were getting ready to go on a major march. So the minute I walked in, I just had to run on the stage because they were so hungry and ready to march around the city. And then after my speech, they all joined up and go travel around the city protesting. We were able to get over 80 signed letters to the mayor, asking for her support. At first she said yes, but then when things got hot, from the other side, the people living on the Lakeshore
Drive,
yeah, they were protesting, and so she can't do it, and then she started backing up, and it became a big fight. But thanks to the alderman who presented the ordinance in the city for us, David Moore, Alderman Moore, and Alderperson Sophia King. They stood up for us, and then we got the support of some others, and include some Hispanics, that stood up with us, and the vote was 33 to 15. We won. And now we are what is known as Jean-Baptiste Point de Sable Lakeshore Drive. So when you drive on Lakeshore Drive, it's no longer Lakeshore Drive. It is now Jean-Baptiste Point de Sable Lakeshore Drive. This is the longest name in
well, that's his name, right?
The street in the country. But affectionately, we just said De Sable Lakeshore Drive.
Yeah.
But that was a great victory. And we still try to celebrate it at all our events. We just at the Festival of Life last July, last month, we celebrated the Sable. And at this Jerk Seafood and Vegan Festival that you're going to be enjoying, coming September 10th and 11th, right there in Washington Park. It's going to be going down. We have some powerful entertainers who will be taking the stage. Some veterans like Life Jennings. For those of you who know Life Jennings, Never Never and all those songs, Life Jennings will be performing. And then we also bringing back Lakeside. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes.
and all those wonderful hit songs. They're going to be there in Washington Park. Just to name a few. And for the reggae side, we have, earlier this year, you saw the protests around the country. People were protesting about the winner for the reggae category in Grammy because the group that won Soldier happens to be white, and he won over all the black Jamaicans. But among the nominees were Itana. So Itana has been out there doing great work, and most people thought she should be the winner. But she will be at the event. She will be performing also on that Saturday, along with the Angel. She's also an IRAWMA winner, multiple IRAWMA winner, Itana. Angel is a multiple nominee, and the Angel will be performing. We're going to have, because I know there are lots of house music, people who just love house music. So we're going to give you Terry Hunter and Gene Hunt in an outstanding house music showcase at the festival on September 9th, 10th and 11th. Yeah. Then we have Crucial Conflict. We have a whole ton of artists. We have official reggae band. We have Baby J also performing with his Golden Street Band. And there are some other special guests that are going to turn up and going to surprise us. But over 20 acts.
Over 20 acts over the weekend.
Over the weekend.
So guys, listen, if you're listening to this, there were 20 acts for this. Now it's going to be at Washington Park.
And right? Listen to me. Yeah.
This is by the way, this is the 10th and 11th coming up.
September 2022.
2022.
So you can't afford to miss it. And of course, the information is always at www.jsvfest.com.
But then again, slowly, because I want the listeners to hear it. Read it.
The website www.jsvfest.com. And for all our information and for all our events, all you need to do is go to martinsinternational.com. That's the easy one. When you go to martinsinternational.com, you will see everything for all the things we're doing. Thank you.
No, so I know we don't have a lot of time, but I want to tell you, I met your first show, 80 something. That was, you know where it was? It was actually at the Purple Hotel.
You remember the Purple? That's in Skokie.
That's in Skokie, yeah.
Wow, that's in the 80s.
That's in the 80s, yeah. That's the way I went to your first show. I'm like, this is cool. Because of course I never met you before in the 80s. I'm like, whoa. And since then, we have always been, I've always gone to most of your shows, man. I've always been there to support you.
And not just that, but Mills Realty. Mills Realty can be seen in just about all of our magazines. Yeah. And we do lots of magazines, 4 magazines per year.
But that's what I met you. I forgot who was performing that night. But me and a good friend of mine was there, Dion.
Yeah. Yes.
Dion was there. And I remember chatting with Dion.
Powerful lady in Chicago.
Very powerful in Chicago.
Yes.
Me and Dion was there, 1980 something, and me and Dion was hanging out, and we were at the Purple Hotel, and the show was going on. We was having a blast, man. Yeah. And I was like, this is cool. This is real nice. But it's so important, as we wrap up, that the Vegan Fest. I'm glad you're doing the Vegan Fest. I mean, everybody always.
Are you a vegan? Are you trying to work your way?
I'm working my way to vegan. But I'm glad you're doing that because it gives me a chance to eat more than when I go to other fests, right? Because when I go to regular fest, I'm like, okay, this getting ribs and pork. That's a different story. But anyway, I'm just saying that we met and this September, guys. But what I want to do, I want you to share this music. I want to share this information. Go to, we always tell you, Mills Realty is going to bring you people that's our giants in their community. And if you haven't listened to a lot of our podcasts, go back and see the people that we bring to the table. We bring you all kinds of local guys that are giants in their field. So I want you guys to like, share, let everybody know, hey, the music is this September 10th and 11th, 2022, Washington Park. Not Jackson Park, Washington Park.
That's 55th Street and Cottage.
Yeah, 55th and Cottage. We have all kinds of events. I mean, all kinds of vendors and all kinds of 20 musicians there, and bands are going to be there.
And I should let you know that we'll be using the event also. We'll be kicking off the Universal Soul Circus the same weekend. So when you come to the event, you may be getting tickets to go over next door to the Universal Soul Circus. Okay. Just about 2 steps over on the other side.
So it's a massive event, the second event. So I want you to like and share. And you can always, where can they find you again?
martinsinternational.com, you'll get everything. But you can also go to jsvfest.com. jsvfest.com and get all the information.
All right. And guys, I mean, I'll be at the fest. Come say hi to Mills Realty. Our staff will be there. Martin will be running around, but we'll be there. We'll have a booth there. So just go ahead and just come say hi to Mills Realty. And I want to thank you for listening. Until the next show, guys. Like I said, until the next show. See you soon, Mr. Martin. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time at the next spot. But one last thing. You can listen to this podcast on Spotify, or Apple Radio, wherever you listen to your podcast. We are there, okay? Go to millsreal.com, leave us a message, join us, and let us know what you think. Thanks, guys. See you in the next podcast.